There's nothing to writing. All you do is sit down at a typewriter and bleed. Welcome to The Bleeders, a podcast and support group about book writing and publishing. I'm writer and podcaster Courtney Kosak, and each week I'll bring you new conversations with authors, agents, and publishers about how to write and sell books. Bleeders, I have got a very special episode for you today. This is a little shorty with one of my favorite writers, Antonia Crane. Antonia wrote a fabulous memoir called Spent. Seriously, one of my favorite memoirs I've ever read. It is about sex work, it is about grief, and it really frames sex work as an addiction, which I have never heard before. And I loved talking to Antonia about the origin story of Spent. So without further ado, here we go.
Hi, my name is Antonia Crane, and I'm the author of Spent.
How did it wind up like this book that I am holding in my hands today?
You're so cute. I did everything wrong, and I should say that straight off the bat. I did everything wrong. So, at first I thought it was fiction, and then I was like, no, this is nonfiction. And then I was like, maybe it's a collection of essays. No, it's a memoir. So, but the useful thing about that is what I learned is that I think Richard Yates is right. Richard Yates, who wrote Revolutionary Road and the Easter Parade, he said that you only have like two stories you're going to tell your entire life.
Yeah.
So there's two stories you have in you, and you're going to tell those stories for the rest of your life. But here's the good news. You're going to massage that material and massage it 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 all these different ways. So that's kind of what I did, is like, I knew I was going to write about, getting sober probably. And of course it was going to be about the thrust of sex work. And like, it was really important to me to shed light on sex work in a way that was not overly congratulatory or overly romantic and not overly, trauma porn.
Yes.
So I wanted to really like find that. I think I'm always searching for that line.
I thought you walked that line like so well. And like I said, I have a little bit of a lust for sex work too. So I was like, exactly, Antonia.
Thank you. Yeah. I had never read about sex work in a way that felt like it was being framed as an addiction.
Yes.
But I think it is. Like, I think that it's more like gambling, where you go in and you hope and you hustle and you try, and that's like gambling. You hit big or you hit small, but you hit something. And I managed to hammer that into like this really stable career for almost 29 years, and I made like a certain amount of money every time I went in, and I never left without that certain amount of money. And I just did that. I just like made it fit into my life, and I made it support me. I was just like, these motherfuckers are going to fucking support me.
You became a hustler, but can I tell you, so as I was reading it, I just finished it, and then I got a huge spike in my OnlyFans, and that I couldn't have predicted, or, like I sort of knew like I might get some extra traffic from this, but I got a lot of extra, and it made me feel like, I was like, I bet that's what she felt like going in and having like an over $1,000 night. And then you're like, oh, okay, I'm fucking empowered to like make my next move.
Yeah. And then it's like, okay, now I'm going to have a $2,000 night.
Yes, I get how it's addictive.
And now I want to have a $1,700 night before 7 p.m.
Oh, shit.
Which, as I got older, that became a more fun goal to like, how can I get out of here before 9, and go home? Instead of be up till 4 a.m. and just like, oh.
Thank you for joining me for this episode of The Bleeders. Writing is so much better with friends. I'm your host, Courtney Kosak, and hey, let's connect on social media. I am at Courtney Kosak. Last name is Kosak on Twitter, Instagram, Blue Sky, Threads, TikTok. I'm on all the places. And make sure you're signed up for the Bleeders Companion Substack for all kinds of newsletter exclusives. There is a link for that in the episode description. I send out one awesome email every week to my free subscribers, and I also have a paid subscription where I take you behind the scenes of all my best bylines. I've written about my return to stand-up comedy and how I got ready to crush my showcase, my MFA and whether or not I think it is worth it, and I also have some mini workshops behind the paywall. So again, there is a link for the Bleeders Companion Substack in the episode description. Make sure you sign up for that and join me again next week for another inspiring episode. In the meantime, happy bleeding!